Well, we're back in England. We're at tonight's park up. We visited a few little places which you'll have seen in the previous video. This video now is going to carry on taking us from like what we're doing in the lakes for the next week or two. We're going to probably do a couple of days in the Yorkshire Dales as well on the way home. But for the next definitely the next week, we're going to spend some time in the Lake District and tick off some of the Wainwrights. Just going back to the Wainwrights, we've recently started our second round and we've done 35 currently out of the 214. So we've got quite a lot to do. I'd like to ideally try and get to about 50-ish before we go home. And then when we come back after Europe, we'll probably spend a few weeks up here, Scotland, and tick a few more off. But I'd like to try and get them done within a few years. I think the last time took us 7 years, but living 4 hours away pretty much it's not like I can just pop after work or pop on a weekend and sort of go and tick a few off. You need a full weekend or at least a couple of weeks here a year really. And we left the van for a quick walk after we just parked up, just to sort of make the most of the day really. And within 5 minutes of the walk, we stopped for a moment and we just saw a barn owl circling around on the hunt. It flew behind Leah and must have been 6 feet away from it at one point. Could make its face out and everything. I got a few videos, not sure how good quality they are. And Leah got a few pictures, so we'll put them in if they're any good. Spent 3 days or so in Dumfries and Galloway. I never saw a belted Galloway cow. Come to the Lake District and there's two right there. I've recently been reading a few foraging books and wildlife books, specifically fungus, and I believe this is witch's butter. I might be wrong. I think I don't know why I'm flicking like that, but I think it's witch's butter. I've recently been reading a few books about foraging and fungus and living off the land sort of thing, just to pass a bit of time in the thing. Obviously I've got a tree attached to me, but it's more about this I want to talk to you about. I believe this is witch's butter fungus. I might be wrong, I'll bring it close. It seems to be a strange thing, but if anybody could sort of identify that with me, I believe it's not an edible mushroom. There is a woodier fungus which I know grows on elder, which you can use in stir fries or better use is dried. But yeah, if anyone could just let me know that, I'd be appreciative. Thank you. Just doing a bit of hunting around in the forest area just before it gets too dark. And another fungus I've seen is turkey tail, which has really good medicinal purposes, which I'm going to show you now. I believe that is turkey tail, which has pretty much every good property you can imagine. And as a little added bonus, as I was saying to you about jelly ear, I've just found a big old stash of it here. The reason it's called a jelly ear is, you'll see why in a moment. It's because they look like upturned ears. Like this is like an ear here, an ear here. And the way you can tell it's jelly ear is the fact that it actually grows downwards. So that is without a doubt jelly ear. That is a mushroom I feel I could safely identify and safely eat. Don't know what it tastes like, but that's one I'm confident of. We've left our overnight park up now and we've just travelled along to our parking for today's walk. We're at a little place called Loweswater and we're going to do a walk today. It's Fellbarrow and Low Fell, two of the Wainwrights, the two of the lower ones and the two of the further out Wainwrights. I think the count has been in the Northwest book, the Northwest edition. So we're going to try and do them. I will put the heights of them in now and probably on the summits, just so you know. But I think this route's about a 3-hour walk, about 6 miles, something like that. The path starts off almost instantly from the little car parking at the bottom of the lane. I'll show you the actual route once I can get a signal on the OS map, take a screenshot. It just sort of opens up into the fell side in the next few minutes, and I think it just skates along. But you can see probably behind me, Leah's got a phone signal finally. She's struggling really badly with 3's quality. I'm with Ian, we're managing all right. This area in Loweswater doesn't have a lot. Just come up a hill and picked up the signal, and I've now got 5G, but this walk's just kind of circled back on itself, and the views of Loweswater are just starting to appear just down there. So I think once we're around this corner, start going up the hill, we should get some good views of that. These are the views what we're seeing on the path currently. A lot of these fells you can see, mountains you can see, are Wainwrights. We've still got all of these to do. That area is quite boggy though, so we're going to wait until we've had drier weather. Just love this time of year in the Lake District. It's the 23rd of February today. Just coming towards the spring. There's signs of spring now. There's snowdrops and daffodils starting to appear. But just like anyone who comes to the lakes regularly during summer will know how busy it gets, how awkward the parking is. Alright, you might get better weather, but this is, if you get days like this where it's relatively dry and dry for a relatively long time, you can still make the most of your days. It's getting late now till about 6 o'clock, so we can kind of make the most of days and start doing longer walks, which we're planning on doing while we're up here. But yeah, we prefer this time of year really, and it's easy to see why that is the case. Now the ascent of the walk starting, just going up there. Leah's already struggling on this bit of footpath, so I might have just caught her in shot, I'm not so sure. But yeah, we're going up this way now, up the stile, over the stile, sorry, and then up the valley side. You caught that, didn't you? I don't know if they caught it, but... Jesus. Just slippy than I thought. Just took a slight detour off the path. We got up where we left the stile and went up the track, straight uphill like that, really steep, and then just come to a complete halt. So we've kind of cut across to meet a point where there's like a little beck running over here. That is Low Fell, our first Wainwright of the day. But yeah, it's been a bit difficult to find the paths in this area. I'd imagine if it was foggy and bad weather, it'd probably be quite difficult, but we're using GPS and we've got a map with us if we need to use it, so we're okay. With visibility is good, so it's not so much of an issue at the moment. See, it's a raging torrent.
Secure in the goods.
There we go, crossing done.
Numero 4.
Well, this path alongside this fence is pretty steep and relentless. Don't look it too much on the camera, but it's just like that. So it's a long buster for this time of the morning. We're on the final ascent to the first Wainwright of the day, Low Fell. The wind's really picked up a bit here. It's got a lot colder, a lot more blustery. So put jackets on, and you can certainly feel the difference between here and the valley floor. Just the last signs it's maybe winter. The bit of snow last night, to be fair, on some of the higher fells. Currently can't see them because they're covered in cloud, may or may not. Just see there in the distance there, just to the left of her, is a little cairn which marks the summit of Wainwright. No, it doesn't. It marks the summit of Low Fell, the first Wainwright of the day. This is second round Wainwright. This is number 36 ticked off. It is Low Fell. That is a little cairn. So the rule is just give it a little slap and a little bit of a tickle. We've left the summit now of Low Fell and we're heading over that way to Fellbarrow, which is the second Wainwright of the day. We're only doing these two on this little loop walk today, but pretty much now we've gained some height, we can kind of just follow the ridgeline now and hopefully it'll be a nice straightforward walk. Boggy. This path's been pretty easy to follow. From Low Fell, you just follow the obvious path over a couple of fells, take a left through a gate, and then you'll come onto this track which takes you to Fellbarrow where Leah is. It's not too bad at the moment, but there is signs that it could be a potentially boggy path after wet weather. But to be honest, it's pretty good. The only issue we had at the beginning was, as I said previously in the video, that the first part of the walk, the path seemed to just be non-existent, so that's something to bear in mind if you do take this route. We're probably a 10-minute walk or so, 15-minute walk from the summit of Fellbarrow, and then it's a quick arc over the back of the fell, back down into where we're parked in Loweswater, into the van, have some dinner, and let's go somewhere else in the lakes. Now approaching the summit of Fellbarrow, see an easy enough trail alongside this fence where Leah is just behind me. A lot better weather than we did last time. The clouds are just kind of skirting the higher fells. Over there, there's white side, there's just a faint dusting of snow on that. We might do that at some point this weekend, try and get a bit of snow. We're just planning really on what to do for the rest of today, because it's only about dinner time. We might move on and move the van somewhere, make our dinner, have a cup of tea, and then do another couple of Wainwrights. We've got a couple in mind, a relatively short walk. I do apologise about the closeness of the camera sometimes. I've broke my selfie stick and I've got my gimbal, but I just can't get the hang of it, so I'm going to order a couple of just standard selfie sticks, just so it's a little bit more better for you viewers, so that you can see things a little more easily. That is the summit trig of Fellbarrow. The actual little Wainwright summit is that little cairn behind it just there. It's like a general thing, you just tick all the summits. We just personally give it a little touch to say we've done it. So that's Fellbarrow ticked. Second Wainwright of the day, 36 of the round. In typical Humber Hikers fashion, where you see the end of this cloud line there with the grey skies, and past it is blue skies, and in the distance the Galloway forest and hills are in the sun. That is what we do. Basically, when we went from Scotland to England, we left the cloud and rain of Scotland to come to the sun of the lakes. When we come to the sun of the lakes, we're under the grey, and now Scotland's got the sun. So that's us, typical. Where you go, always take the weather with you. We've hit the bogs. I said earlier it was going to be a bit of a potential to be a boggy path. We've hit a low spot now. Leah's just trying to navigate her way through. Where is she? There she is. So she's got a mouthful of breakfast biscuits and she's not going first. So I guess I'm the test dummy. Right, squelchy. It's not too bad. If you stand on the grassy mounds, it's all right. I'm across, so it's up to you now.
Tell them I've got my straighteners.
She's got her straighteners.
I'm excited. Danny's mum and Dale might be, well, they are coming up next weekend, so we're going to meet them in Keswick, and we're going to treat ourselves to 2 nights on a campsite. Well, and it's just occurred to me, I can wash my hair and I've got straighteners as well. We are saying we're going to treat ourselves to 2 nights in a campsite. We haven't yet booked. I've rang the Camping and Caravan Club one, to see if there's any space, and if not, we've got a fallback, which is Castlewrig Farm Camping and Caravan site, so we're going to go there, but we haven't actually booked it yet, so that may not be the case. I might be straightening my hair. You might see we've got my hat on.
We're on the final bit of the walk now. We've just picked up this little farm track on the way back to where the car's parked. Got about another 10-15 minutes of walking, and then we should be back at the van. The last little bit of the path was quite difficult route finding. It was a path I took off OS maps. You can have a little look and pick maps what have already been used. I chose one of them, but when we came off the back of Fellbarrow, the path was there underfoot, but on the actual OS maps there was no path mark, so we followed it and then we ended up in a few bogs and stuff, but we've put it right, and we're back on the way now for some grub. The path's got a bit wet. I know Leah's going to go mad at me for saying this, but I'm going to tempt fate and say, despite the fact we've had grey dark clouds around us all day, it is not going to rain. We're about 15 minutes from the van. I'm confident it is not going to rain. Leah thinks it may rain, so she's got a bit of a shimmy on back to the van. But I'm fairly confident we aren't going to get any. Might just see these cows here. Leah's trying to befriend them. Here on BBC One with David Attenborough, we are looking at the belted Galloways.
He's such a knob.
Oh, every time. Well, the van's in sight. Finished the walk pretty much now. Just going to go back, get packed up and go have a coffee and get some dinner on. Sausage sarnies, I think, are on the menu today. Veggie though, because Leah's a vegetarian and that's all we've got, so I'll have to deal with that.